Hello. Hello, 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 hello. I am going live here. My internet is actually down, but I'm going to try to use my data on my phone. Don't worry, I have unlimited data. I just don't know how. Hopefully the quality is good. We'll see, I guess. But thank you. See, a few people have already joined. Yay! I'm so glad you guys are going to join me for a little yoga practice. You want to grab your yoga mat, although it's not actually necessary. Thousands and thousands of years ago, there was no such thing as a yoga mat. People did yoga, so you can make do with what you have. I like to have a couple blocks on hand to use to bring the ground closer. Go ahead, grab your props, get yourself set up, and we'll begin in a moment. It's a rainy day. I don't know if it's raining where you are, actually, but it's raining here in Madisonville, Kentucky. If you are joining me from somewhere else, or watching this later, if someone shared it, which I hope you will do, by the way, help me get the word out about these practices. But if I don't know you personally, hello. My name's Hilary Lowbridge. I'm a Kripalu trained yoga teacher, and I've been teaching for 10 years now. I'm practicing for like 25. Boy, I guess I'm older than I thought. And I've owned a studio. I have a studio here in Madisonville that will turn 5 years old in a couple weeks, but I've obviously had to close the studio for the time being. I'm working out how I can make this offering of practice to you. I think right now we need yoga more than ever. I think this practice is really powerful. So it looks like a few people have joined now. I'm really glad you're here. Go ahead and come into a comfortable seated position. I highly recommend sitting up on something, but hey, this is your practice. You do what you need to do, all right? Comfortable seat, nice long spine, roll your shoulders back. And I was thinking earlier about another one of my favorite poems from this book I used, I think, in Monday's flow class. This will be our third flow class, which is by Mark Nepo. It's called The Way Under the Way, The Place of True Meaning. So, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just take in these words. I think you will find them perhaps pertinent at the moment. Just a part of a poem, a longer poem that is titled, Accepting This. My efforts now turn from trying to outrun suffering to accepting love wherever I can find it. Stripped of causes and plans and things to strive for, I have discovered everything I could need or ask for is right here, in flawed abundance. We cannot eliminate hunger, but we can feed each other. We cannot eliminate loneliness, but we can hold each other. We cannot eliminate pain, but we can live a life of compassion. Ultimately, we are small, living things awakened in the stream, not gods who carve out rivers. Like human fish, we're asked to experience meaning in the life that moves through the gill of our heart. There is nothing to do and nowhere to go. Accepting this, we can do everything and go anywhere. Take a few deep breaths, eyes closed. Welcome to your practice. Let your hands rest gently on your knees. Allow your shoulders to roll back. Lengthen spine through the crown of the head. And take a moment just to check in with the physicality of your body. Notice if your jaw is clenched. Let your jaw soften. Let the tongue drop heavy into the base of the mouth. The skin around the eyes soften, releasing all expression from your face. Right now, for this next 25 minutes or so, there's something you have to hide, and there's something you have to express. You can take the mask off. So the face relaxes, the shoulders soften. And scan through your body, just acknowledging if you're working with any injury, any unusual or curious sensation. And then notice that you're breathing. You don't have to change the breath, just notice if there's any imprint on the breath of the day you've had so far, the week you've had so far. Maybe your breath is a little bit shallow or feels shaky. That's okay. See if you can begin to smooth the breath out, slow the breath down. If you're familiar with Dirga or Dirga Ujjayi Pranayama, feel free to engage those. Sometimes when we're working with a lot of anxiety or stress, Ujjayi can actually not feel particularly supportive. And if that's the case for you, just a smooth, even breath right now is absolutely fine. If that Ujjayi breath is working for you, great. That's wonderful. Then use the breath as a bridge between your body and your mind. Checking in with your thoughts, the kind of mood you're in, the kind of attitude you've brought to your practice. And this little chunk of time that you've carved out for yourself right now, whenever you're practicing, whether it's live with me in this very moment or later on, this is the time where you get to feel however you feel. You don't have to be in a great mood ever to practice yoga. You don't have to feel any certain way. However you feel right now is fine. Give yourself permission to feel whatever you're feeling. Throughout this practice today, I'll be encouraging you to utilize a technique, I think, specific to the Kripalu tradition, at least in the way we teach and explain it, which is BRFWA. And it's an acronym that stands for breathe, relax, feel, watch, allow. Call it riding the wave. So as thoughts, as sensations, as emotions rise, breathe, relax where you can relax, even if you're holding a challenging pose. You can always relax your jaw. And feel. Let yourself feel. And that's that top of the wave where a lot of times we jump off. We don't want to experience those emotions, those feelings, those physical sensations. But the instruction is to instead watch those feelings and allow them to move through you. And what's beautiful here is that it really is a way we breathe, relax, feel here at the peak. And as you watch and as you allow, it comes back down the other side. Riding the wave. So take a deep breath in. And let it go out through your mouth. Again, deep breath, inhale. Out through your mouth, exhale. One more time, inhale. Out through your mouth. And as you're ready, blink your eyes open. Namaste. Let's come up to stand. So grab those blocks if you are planning to use them. And we'll just begin at the top of the mat, so up here. Hands in front of the heart center. And inhale, reach the arms up, deep breath. Interlace your fingers, press your palms up toward the ceiling. Stretch it out. Little micro movements, side to side. Reaching all the way up, deep breath. Rock on the feet here, lifting and spreading the toes, finding those ball mounds under the big toes, the pinky toes, and the heels. And then take the left hand to the side of the waist and arc over to a lateral stretch. Breathing into it. And inhale, coming all the way up. And take the right hand side of the waist and arc over, lateral stretch. And inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinging at the hips, fold forward, swan dive all the way down. Just let your head drop and let it shake out. You can grab, excuse me, opposite elbows and sway a little bit side to side. Bending the knees and rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up, very last. Notice how you feel. Inhale and reach your arms up. Exhale, taking your left hand to the left side of the waist, arc over. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, taking the right hand to the side of the waist, arc over. Inhale, reach, arms up, deep breath. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips, a little bit in the knees, swan dive all the way down. And just sway here, let your head drop. Again, release the hinge of your jaw. Make some funny faces. You can open your mouth really wide, your eyes really wide. And again, deeper bend in the knees, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up. Very last. Good. So top of the mat now. Hands in front of the heart center. Setting an intention here for this practice. Perhaps around this inquiry of accepting this. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to do. Accepting this, we can go anywhere and do anything. Reaching the arms up, deep breath. Exhale, hinging over the hips, fold forward, swan dive all the way down. Half lift, inhale, you can use your blocks to give you a little bit of rebound, hips directly over the ankles. Exhale and fold. We'll step the left foot back and drop the left knee all the way down. Top of the foot onto the ground. Make sure the foot and the knee are hip width apart. You're not on a balance beam, which I think is good news. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up, draw the shoulders down, softening your jaw again. I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook this morning or earlier this morning from moms talking about having their jaws clenched. Just releasing the jaw. We'll exhale and take a twist. So the left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh and the right arm reaches back and you can look out over your shoulder. If it feels good to you, take the thumb, point it down, and swim your hand around your back, opening up through the shoulder here. And inhale, reach it back up, deep breath. Exhale, taking your hands back to the earth or to the blocks. Pick that back knee up, spin the heel down. Look down and line up the right heel with the left instep and wimble your arms all the way up to warrior two. And straighten the right knee, reach the arms up. Exhale, lunging into the knee. Inhale, reach it up, moving slowly. Exhale, and lunge. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, warrior two. If it feels okay in your experience, close your eyes. If your shoulders are fatigued, you can put your hands right onto your waist. Breathe. Notice where you can relax, probably your jaw, probably the shoulders. Begin to feel all of the sensation present in your body here in this shape. Notice that moment where it sort of becomes maybe a little challenging, maybe a little more intense. And can you watch as those sensations move through you? Allow those sensations to move through. One more deep breath here. And exhale. Wiggle your arms all the way down. Pivoting to the ball of the back foot. And step the left foot forward to meet the right. Fold over your legs. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. And step the right foot back to the lunge. So feet are hip width apart. The left knee over the left ankle. Drop your right knee down. Coming up into the low lunge. Feet are hip width apart. No balance beams. Reach the arms up. Deep breath. You could link your thumbs together. You're going to pull the arms apart. Shoulders soften down. Draw the belly in so you're not overly pitching through the low back, but let the chest start to lift up. And then you can even open the arms up wide. Like, okay, yes, here we are. This is what's happening. Reaching back up, deep breath. Taking that twist. The right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Left arm reaches back. Spin the thumb down, bend the elbow, swim your hand over to the right side of your waist, and breathe. Unwind, inhaling. Exhale. Take the hands back to the earth or to the blocks. Lift the right knee up, spin the right heel down. So the left knee is directly over the left ankle, and we windmill up. Virabhadrasana 2. Right into a little bit of movement. Arms reach up, and exhale. Just imagine that you are scooping up strength, scooping up courage, scooping up the resolve that you need right now in what I think is probably for all of us a trying time. Come back into your warrior 2. Okay, again, hands can come onto the waist if that allows you to feel a little more grounded. You're pressing this left knee to the left, so big toes tracking to the inside of the thigh, pushing into the pinky edge of the right foot. This right leg pressing to straight even as the inner thigh spirals in. Core strong, shoulders back, breathe. Relax where you can relax. Maybe your hands. I tend to get really grippy in my hands, and I tend to take my thumbs like this and get, so just soften your hands. Soften your jaw. Feel all the sensation. Maybe this left quadricep is starting to say hello. And then can you watch and allow? One more deep breath here. And inhale. Exhale, windmill the arms. Okay, find the blocks. Pivot to the ball of the back foot. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. And fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Step the feet all the way back to downward facing dog. So brafwa, breathe, relax, feel, watch, allow, is something really helpful to practice as part of your asana, your posture practice. But it's one of those things that applies very much off of the mat. When you're working with difficult emotions, when you're having difficult conversations, how many times do you feel that need to just slam the door or walk away or self-medicate in one way or another? If we can stay with those feelings, if we can watch and allow them to move through, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, eventually we come back down the other side, we let them move through. Let's drop down to the knees. And take the knees to the width of the mat, and big toes to touch. And if it's available to you, sit all the way up onto your heels. And just take a moment here and rock a little bit. Just massaging into the ankles, stretching out the quadriceps. We'll come into a child's pose, hinging at the hips and walking the fingertips forward. Bring the forehead melt down to the ground. Okay, let's let the elbows bend and the forearms rest on the earth. Child's pose sort of demands a confrontation with the breath. You Will not breathe deeply here unless you're intentional about it. It's also a confrontation with yourself, a way of really turning in. I've often called child's pose a prostration to your own heart center. So this is a really nice place to breathe and relax where you can relax and to feel whatever you're feeling. Maybe it's overwhelm, maybe it's fear. Watch and allow those feelings to move through you. Here in this place of safety, grounded, heavy. Lifting the hips up and off the heels. Turn the toes under and take the hips up and back again, downward facing dog. Reach your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, let the knee bend, let the hip open. Inhale, square off the hip, take a deep breath. And exhale, stepping the foot forward. Now it only goes halfway. You can help it along. You could always come down to the knees first. Windmill the arms all the way up. Warrior two. Ooh, my hair is falling out of the clip. Straighten the left knee. And let's move into triangle pose. Start to hinge over the left hip to the edge of the extension. Keeping this right hip back. The alignment-wise, a lot of times people tend to take this hip forward, right? And then it actually becomes sort of a hamstring stretch in an awkward shape. So instead, pelvis rotates away from the inner left thigh. And let's come back. And imagine you're reaching for something back here. And then coming over the hip again. And come back. Take a moment, put your hands on your hips. And notice this ability to swing your hips right to left. Quick alignment lesson in Warrior Two. Hips are even. We bend this knee. In triangle pose, we actually dump. I think that's not the best word. But we drop into the left hip. I call it a sassy bottom. Right, we don't want the sassy bottom in Warrior Two. Aye, that's uncomfortable. But we want the little sassy bottom in triangle. So find this extension. And then left hand comes down to the inside of the leg. Right arm reaches straight up. Ooh, right? And breathe. Relax. Where you can relax. Feel all of the sensation present here. Watching it, allowing it to move through you. Breathe. Madison's lifting you by your right wrist. Coming back up. Bending into the right knee. Hands onto the hips. Straighten. So that's your left knee. The knee. Okay. Then turn the left toes to point the same direction as the right. Let's put the hand on the heart, hand on the belly. Close your eyes for a moment. And just check back in. Check back in with your body. Check back in with your breath. And This is a rainy day flow, so it's slow and languid. Lots of opportunity to connect. Check back in with that headspace, that mood. You don't have to fix or change anything, just notice. Your eyes blink open and turn the heels in about 45 degrees, the toes out, hands onto the hips, and the knees coming into a big squat, and then lifting it back up. Well, exhale, squatting down, inhale, lifting. So I sort of, out of habit, lifted and spread my toes to help me really find those ball mounds or the big toes, the pinky toes, and the heels. Helps to build the arches, keeps that alignment in the feet that is really the foundation that creates the alignment in the pose itself. Always build your postures from the ground up. Good. One more exhale and inhale. Now reach your arms out wide. Turn your palms up. As you exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, coming into goddess pose, Javyasana. Belly in, tailbone heavy, so you're not pitching the bottom back. Press the knees out to the right and left. And then we'll just start to move. So any way that feels good. There was this virtual reality game I played once where it was like you had paint coming out of your hands. So you could imagine that. You could even straighten one knee. Just letting yourself dance. Make it a dancing goddess. Whee. You might even fold. Just moving. If you practice Tai Chi, you could think a little bit about that. Coming back into the goddess pose and press it up. Exhale, arms release all the way down. Take a deep breath in. Let it go out through your mouth. Okay. Feet return to parallel. We'll take the right toes, turn them out about 90 degrees. People ask a lot, they'll say, I don't understand the foot placement in yoga. So oftentimes I'll talk about a clock. So if the right toes are pointing to 12 o'clock, the left toes are pointing to at least 9 o'clock. If you are like younger than 18 and you don't know how to read the analog clock, surely you do, yeah. Okay. You may even be able to drop that heel back, so it might be 9 o'clock, it might be 9:30. We'll take the arms wide and exhale. Just start to hinge over that right hip and then bring it back. Little triangle warm up and back. You're reaching here for something. Reaching for hope. Let's reach for hope. Oh, there it is, I got it. Hands back onto the hips. Notice how you can swing them. Swing the hips to the right and left. These little micro movements, they're not just about learning the alignment of the posture. This is lubricating the joints. All of your joints have synovial fluid. It's how they move without scraping against one another. And we want to get that synovial fluid all the way around the joint. Okay? So because this is triangle pose, we get to have a sassy bottom. So letting the right hip drop. Okay? And then go with it to the edge of the extension. Remember, really mindful here that you're not letting this left hip turn down or in. So keep it back. A lot of times I'll pat it and be like, hey, stay back here. Tailbone is rooting toward the back heel. Deep breath. And exhale, right hand to the inside of the leg. A little press, so you revolve the rib cage. Gently opening up through the chest. Shoulders draw down. Maybe you can take the gaze up, but for me right now in my own practice, I'm really focusing on grounding my energy. And I think it's a little more helpful right now, at least for me, to maybe look down or just forward here. Rooting into the feet, and the strength, the power of your legs. And again, breathe. Relax where you can relax. Feel the sensation here. Watching, allowing. And again, lifting it up. Hands onto the hips. Bend the right knee. Straighten it. Parallel the feet. Reaching your arms out wide. Deep breath in. And exhale, hinge over the hips. Folding forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. You'll learn quickly, it's my favorite Sanskrit to say. It just feels good in your mouth. Try it, say it out loud. Prasarita Padottanasana. Prasarita Padottanasana. Prasarita Padottanasana. Prasarita Padottanasana. You might like to hook the big toes with your fingers, 2 fingers and thumb. Straighten the arms. Half lift, hips over the ankles. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the right and left. And drop your head down. And breathe. Little half lift here if you've hooked the toes. Bring the hands onto the ground. Now, if the ground's really far away, grab those blocks, right? Props are not a crutch. They are your friend. They help you to maintain better alignment. Plant your left hand onto the ground or onto the block underneath your face. Bring your right hand onto your low back with the palm turning up. And then start to press into the left hand so you start to open your chest up to the right. Draw the shoulder back. So the twist is emanating from the mid and the upper back, not your low back. So make sure this is stable. You're welcome to reach the right arm up. But again, right now for me, I'm getting a lot of comfort having more connection with myself and with the earth. So I'm just going to keep my hand right here. One more deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Release the hand. And we'll switch. Right hand here underneath your face. Okay, left hand onto the low back with the palm up. Press into your right hand. Start to revolve your chest to the left. Make sure your low back feels neutral. You're not twisting in the low back. It's the mid and the upper back where we create both twists and back bends. And you could reach this arm up if that feels good, or hand just stays connected here. Breathe. One more inhale and exhale. Release, bring it back down. Again, you might like blocks. Turn the toes out, the heels in, and we will lunge over into the right knee, Skandasana. You don't have to be able to go this far. It's no big deal. Just as far as your knee allows. If you are able to get here, you could reach the left arm up. Maybe just keep that hand on the heart. Good. And release. We're going to take it all the way over to the other side. Skandasana. Reaching the right arm up. Or if that connection is feeling better, hand onto the heart. Come back down. Here's one of my favorite transitions that we do in Chandra Namaskar. We'll do it here too. You're going to come through center into that big lunge and then pivot all the way to the top of the mat. Step the right foot forward to meet the left and fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold it in. Bend the knees. Reach the arms all the way up, deep breath. Exhale. Hands into the heart center. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive all the way down. Half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Step the feet back. Downward facing dog. Your right leg reaches up, inhale. Let the knee bend, let the hip open. We'll square off the hip. Straighten out the leg, deep breath. Exhale, stepping the right foot forward, spinning the left heel down. Windmill your arms up. Virabhadrasana 2. Reverse, left hand down, right arm reaches up. Exhale, side angle, right hand or forearm to the right thigh, left arm up and over. Inhale, come back through center, straighten the right knee. Pivot the foot, heels in, toes out. Goddess pose, Devyasana. And press it up. Turn the toes to the back of the mat. So left toes back. Right toes would now be pointing to 3 o'clock, maybe 2:30. Lunge into the left knee. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, back up through warrior 2. This time we'll exhale, windmill the arms down. You're facing the back of the mat purposefully. Pivot to the ball of the back foot. And step that right foot to meet the left. Drop down into a squat. Malasana. And then from here, fingers to the ground. Bring one knee down, the other knee down, and sit down onto your bottom. How are you guys feeling? You good? It's very different teaching to a telephone when you're used to teaching people. But getting the hang of it. I've put off these live videos or any kind of video for 10 years. So here we are. Just take a moment, sit up nice and tall, close your eyes. And this is the part in the yoga practice that we all too often skip. We sort of kind of charge through it like a workout and get on to the next thing. But the integration really is key. It would be like eating a really healthy, nourishing meal without a digestive system, right? Just go in one end, out the other. We want to digest, we want to process. So we'll take a few moments in seated meditation. You might let the palms turn up. Looks like I may have lost my connection. I'm going to check. Oh no, it's just a low battery. Okay, So palms turn up. Or, again, I am personally feeling having the palms down might feel better for most of us right now. It's up to you. Just allow yourself to feel. Breathe. Relax where you can relax. Feel. Right now you're in this safe space where it is okay to feel whatever you're feeling, to watch those feelings, and to allow them to move through you. Ride the wave of your experience. Choose to stay here in seated meditation if it feels supportive to you. If you're ready, make your way into Shavasana. You're taking Shavasana, which of course I always encourage. It's the most important posture of the practice. Head, neck, and spine are in a straight line, arms alongside the body, but not quite touching. Palms turn up, toes splay out. In some of the other videos, I've given a lot more detailed alignment instruction, but for today, I'm just going to trust you to lay down. Lay down. And let's revisit this poem with which we began this practice. Lie down. Lie down. Revisit this poem, Accepting This, Mark Knepel. My efforts now turn from trying to outrun suffering to accepting love wherever I can find it. Stripped of causes and plans and things to strive for, I have discovered everything I could need or ask for is right here. In flawed abundance. We cannot eliminate hunger, but we can feed each other. We cannot eliminate loneliness, but we can hold each other. We cannot eliminate pain, but we can live a life of compassion. Ultimately, we are small, living things awakened in the stream, not gods who carve out rivers. Like human fish, we're asked to experience meaning in the life that moves through the gill of our hearts. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Accepting this, we can do everything and go anywhere. I'm going to revisit just one stanza here. Stripped of causes and plans and things to strive for. Sounds familiar. I have discovered everything I could need or ask for is right here in flawed abundance. Flawed abundance. So please rest as long as you are able to rest. I'll close out this practice just wishing you deep ease, deep peace. If there is any way that I can support you during this time, don't hesitate to reach out. Bring the hands in front of the heart if you're closing the practice as well. Drop the chin to the chest, a gesture of gratitude towards self for taking the time to practice. Om Shanti, 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 Om peace, peace, peace. Jai Bhagwan. Namaste. Thank you for practicing.